Good evening and welcome to 4020. I'm your host, Andrew Derminio. Tonight we will be exploring the story of the missing technical director from the W. Carroll Coyne Center for the Performing Arts at Lemoyne College in Syracuse, New York. This is a story that is close to the hearts of all those involved in any capacity at the W. Carroll Coyne Center for the Performing Arts, also known to the students and faculty there as the PAC. It all started on a bright and sunny day in May. The PAC was filled with joy and cheer, having had a successful year producing Thornton Wilder's Our Town, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice's Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, two student-written plays, Where the Earth Rusts and Cacophony, as well as the always lovely Lemoyne Student Dance Company dance show titled Forever on the Dance Floor. Yet in spite of all that joy on that warm May day, there was a glitch in the ordinary routine, one that no one would ever forget.
There's not any one particular thing. I think about the bonfires and the picnics down at Tully and the energy and the humor and the honesty and enormous amounts of hair, you know?
Technical Director Mark Hutchinson is the force behind all things backstage related at the PAC. He is a hard-working man with a flair for set building, his dog Mabel, and spray deodorants. He is what some would say a driving force behind the success of much of the productions put on at Lemoyne College and the everyday functioning of the PAC. However, on May 1st, 2008, Mark Hutch Hutchinson was nowhere to be found. The PAC office manager, Sandy Darmody, got into the office at 8:23 a.m. on May 1st. She checked the voicemails just like every other day, and when she saw there was none, she went on with her normal routine, just like she would have every other day. Katie Panning, a work study at the W. Carroll Coyne Center for the Performing Arts, got to the PAC at her usual time, 9 a.m., and immediately went to the shop to begin her day at work. Only there was one little problem. Her boss, Hutch, was nowhere to be found. So what was your initial thought as to where Hutch was when you didn't see him here in the shop?
I thought he was in the green room making coffee, in his office, making chili, or even cutting down a tree.
When did you realize something was wrong?
When I looked in the parking lot and didn't see his car.
Katie's suspicions were correct. In the parking lot of the PAC, in the space where Hutch was usually parked, was just bare blacktop and some yellow lines.
We had a guest pipa player, which is a Chinese folk instrument, with a string quartet, and there was all this lighting and props involved in this kind of theatrical chamber music piece. And Hutch basically got stuck doing the lighting for this, and it was substantial. And he totally stepped up and did an amazing job. And in fact, the people player, who's sort of a world famous musician, after the performance was going on and on about how it was one of the most well-crafted productions of that piece that she'd been involved in. And that just showed me, one example of many times that Hutch was willing to step up and do things for other people, even when it was probably the last thing that he really wanted to be doing with his weekend.
My favorite Hutch memory has been that he's been willing to let students and their parents and their children and the faculty and their children and all kinds of people spend a whole day wrecking his theater and getting their hands all over his set. That's been so much fun.
When Director of Visual and Performing Arts at Lemoyne, the fierce and terrible Bill Morris, learned of the absence, he locked himself in his office and began to panic. Bill Morris was not the only one affected by the events that had occurred on the day of May 1st. It had hit everyone at the PAC very hard. Right now, we have for you some of the footage of the chaos that took place here on May 1st, 2009.
Oh gosh, where's Hutch? Where's Hutch? Voldemort's going to attack!
horrifying. We'll be right back after this. You're watching 4020. I'm Andrew Derminio.
I know exactly when it was. It was November 14th, 2004. It was end of the day, long day for everyone, and Hutch came into my office and we were sitting chatting, and I thought, wow, end of the day, and he smells good.
I think I'm most struck by the fact that nothing was impossible to Hutch as a TD. As a designer, I'd come up with these really crazy ideas, and he never said, no, we can't do that. And there were some really crazy sets. Houses with walls that would tilt and huge wagons that would roll down stage. Things that would dangle out in space and actors that would swing on ropes. It's just the most amazing thing. And two, I think the fact that he could create these things when I give him barely a drawing or maybe a piece of a model, something sketched out on a napkin, or we'd just talk about it and he'd build it. What an amazing, amazing thing that is.